Part 4. Special Category Considerations. In the previous sections of this book, I've covered the essential elements for building a bold brand, registering it, and protecting it. These principles and processes apply to all brands, big or small, across all industries. For example, no matter the industry, a creative and unique name is beneficial. Applying for registration as early as possible is always advantageous, and monitoring for possible infringements will always help protect a brand. This applies to astrophysic consultants as much as it applies to zoos, A to Z, and to the hundreds of restaurants in every metropolis, and to highly specialized fields where there may only be a handful of competitors. There are a few industries, however, where special considerations also apply regarding building and protecting a strong brand. Business building brands in these industries should be aware of the particular challenges facing them when it comes to trademark protection. But before we get to the specifics of these particular industries, a word about how small businesses in particular are affected by trademark protection issues. Chapter 21, Small Business Concerns. I'm particularly sensitive to the trademark challenges that small businesses face for several reasons. Since 1999, I've built and managed my own small business at Eric M. Pelton and Associates to advise and counsel others about trademark protection. I've dealt with branding and trademark registration issues for my own law practice, and over time, I've registered more than 10 trademarks for our brand, including the logo, the newsletter title Smart Mark, the podcast called Tricks of the Trademark, our blog name iPelton, Peltonisms in connection with providing information, news, and commentary, and 3 different slogans. Believe it or not, I once even had to face changing my brand name early on as a result of receiving a cease and desist letter. Additionally, my wife Rebecca is also the co-owner of 2 successful small business restaurants, Claire and Don's Beach Shack and Lazy Mike's. And I've seen firsthand how these brands have grown from their infancy and evolved to become names associated with quality, service, and passionate customers. Perhaps most significantly, the vast majority of the thousands of brands with which I've worked over the years have been associated with small businesses. Watching these small business brands grow and represent successful businesses while working together with business owners to protect the trademarks has been such a tremendous joy. Small businesses are just as capable of creating and building great brands as big businesses are. In fact, small businesses might even be more capable. Here are some of the many things a business does not need in order to have a great trademark. Does not need a marketing department, does not need a corporate attorney, does not need to even have physical offices, certainly does not need to have an initial public offering on the stock exchange, does not need to have investors, nor legions of customers, nor millions of dollars. A brand does not need celebrity endorsements to have trademark protection. They don't need television advertising, and they don't need a board of directors. In fact, all a business really does need is some creativity and wit so that it can begin building a bold brand via a great name. As we discussed in sections 1 and 2, it's important to take a few minutes to search and make sure a name is unique, and it's even more important to file the name with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office to register it. And it's more helpful to hire an attorney, an experienced attorney, to handle the registration process. Here are 2 very small, very local examples of small businesses with great names. Hopefully these will leave you inspired. Frog and Toad, that's T-O-W-E-D, Frog and Toad, because they are an auto wrecker and towing service based locally in Fredericksburg, Virginia. How could anyone forget a unique name like that when you see the tow truck drive by and when, hopefully not anytime soon, you're broken down on the side of the road and you need the name of a tow truck? And another name that I have a personal connection to is a great slogan, fishin', not wishin'. That's the slogan of a fishing lodge way up in northern Maine on the Canadian border, a small family-owned place in the remote town of Forest City, Maine. And I've been going there at various times throughout my whole life, more than a dozen times. And their slogan always makes me smile. It's great because it's playful, it's fun to say, and it captures the spirit of the place. In the end, only one trademark question matters for businesses. Most small business owners look into trademark protection and ask themselves whether they can afford the costs of protecting their trademark. But cost is not the correct question to ask. Instead, the question I would urge small business owners to ask: can I afford not to protect my trademarks, given the potential risks and costs of not doing it? Running a small business involves making decisions about many costs that are not mandatory, but that are very important to the business. There are decisions about expenses that tug at small business owners every single day, like rent and new equipment and software programs and advertising budgets and hiring personnel and much, much more. But trademark protection provides a tremendous return on the investment over the life of a business and can minimize or even eliminate further costs in the future, both financial costs and emotional ones. Yes, trademark protection comes with an expense, but there's nothing a small business can do for its brand that provides more protection and insurance than obtaining a trademark registration from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. The peace of mind that a bold brand and a registered trademark provide, with the knowledge that everything possible has been done to protect that brand and minimize the risks that it could be taken or copied by someone else, is priceless. Instead of asking whether they can afford the costs of trademark protection, small business owners should ask whether they can afford not to protect their trademarks.